Okay, Jupiter up and running. Current viewers, none. That's fine. Move that up. I'll take a recording. Hi Avantish, you've joined in. Are you getting any clear skies where you are? Yeah, I'm just trying this out, so we'll see if it. This is the first time streaming since I did it a year or two ago, so you know there'll be some hiccups. But yep, there's Jupiter. It's sort of climbing up reasonably high, and yeah, unfortunately we don't have the red spot at the moment. There is, if I just zoom out, let's just come out here. Oh no, cloudy where you are. No, that's no good. Oh, you did get some. Oh, you got some a week ago. Cool. If I come out, hang on, let's zoom out here. Oops. Let's come out to, so there is a moon just here. I'll just pop up the gain a bit. There's a moon there, but we don't have a moon crossing until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey Ollie, you've arrived. This seems to be working alright. By the way, people, let me know if this starts to get all unsteady. Just let me know. I'm out in the observatory and I'm streaming from there, so if that starts playing up, I'll have to go and stream from inside. But anyway, let's see. Hang on, I'll just bring it back into a bigger screen. Here we go. We'll just enlarge it a bit. Hey Simon, how's it going? Who do you watch? I know Ollie said he was starting a live video. I don't have enough screens to, unfortunately Ollie, sorry, I don't have enough screens to hook into your live stream. I wonder if I can actually pull up another, I'll lose my bandwidth actually. I think I'll lose my bandwidth because I'm only just able to stream from the observatory here. So, oops, it's getting a bit darker. We've got some clouds coming in. No, we've got clouds coming on and off. So, oh, hi Dave. How's it going? How's it going over there in sunny Cyprus? Cyprus you're in, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I know, Avantish. I actually, I'll bring this up a bit. I can afford to bring the gain up a little bit. I've kind of tried, a lot of people say you can do, you bring up the exposure, no, the gain a lot, and then you can bring the exposure right down. You can get tons and tons of frames, but I do find that it gets really, really grainy. And I tend to find I get the best images if I can keep the gain as low as possible. But you know, I think is it the guy, oh, what's his name, somebody Go, who does them, he says you ramp the gain right up full and collect as many subs as you like. But I don't know, I've sometimes found it quite tricky to, it gets really grainy. That's what I find, because I can rip this up to here like this and bring my exposure right down, but then it gets really grainy. So I try and keep the gain as low as I possibly can and still get some frames. Anyway, that's my thing. How about 2x2 binning? Yeah, good point. I don't know. Oh, Simon, you're buying a bed. Oh well, have fun. 2x2 binning. Oh, let's try this, shall we? That's gonna really, okay, we're gonna, I haven't tried that before, so we'll bring the gain right down, right down, right down. Oh yeah. I must actually try that and see, compare what the, so when I do the 2x2 binning, but it's a colour, yeah, but it's a colour camera at the moment. I'm not sure if the binning works for colour camera. That's anything. Okay, see you Simon. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'll tell you what, I'll do a recording on, so we've got about 47 frames per second. Let me just bring this up a little bit bigger. There we go. And we'll do a quick capture, and then I'll compare. Only this will be, I think, black and white. I have a feeling. So, hey Frack, how's it going? Have you aimed your telescope at one of the planets yet? What scope am I using? Jack's asked, what scope am I using? I'm using a 10-inch Meade LX200, and I've got the QHY 462 colour on the back. Last year I used this camera, and there is a filter that you can put in place, and it will effectively sort of, I guess, negate the Bayer matrix, and you can image with as black and white, so you can actually use filters. But at the moment I haven't got the filter wheel in there. I'm just using the color side of it. Okay, so that was 2x2 binning, and we'll go back to 1. Ooh, that made it rather big. Hang on, let's come back down to 75%. Let's just bring that gain back up again. There we go. Ollie, you're having size issues. Well, you're 9.25, so you know it's only a tiny bit different. It's pretty similar. So yeah, the seeing isn't too bad. Unfortunately, we don't get. I think I've got. I don't know if people have got. Where are we? The app. So people got. I'll show it up to here. Sorry, if it'll show through Jupiter Moons by Sky and Telescope magazine, and that up there, and that will show you what's happening with Jupiter and when the red spot's going to come across. So according to this, if I look now, if I do now, yeah, I've got to get that correct. Hang on, local time. Yeah, if I put it on now, it'll actually show me. I'm going to have to, let me just start the thing again. So, yeah, so I have to wait. If I go an hour, so in 2 hours time, so that'll be at 1:40 in the morning, we'll have the red spot coming across and Io coming across pretty much on the red spot actually. Or right next to the red spot. Am I shooting through haze? Probably. It is winter here, and there's also a lot of people have got heaters on and all that kind of stuff, and fireplaces and stuff, so it's probably not the most ideal seeing at the moment. It is much easier to focus when you've got a planet or you've got the red spot, and that's the bit I'm finding hard at the moment, is focusing. I'll bring the gain down just a little bit more. Yeah, there is cloud coming and going. I shall look outside. Let me go and have a look outside. No, it's pretty clear, actually. So, it's, yeah. There was a lot of cloud before. In fact, I thought I wasn't going to be able to stream at all, because as soon as I set up, the clouds saw me and they came swooping in, as they do, and they basically completely covered the sky. There was no stars or anything to be seen, and then fortunately it's cleared. So let's see. So I'm just going to capture. I'm just doing, what am I capturing? 60 seconds. Just going to do another quick capture. Oops, it's moving a little bit. I'll bring that down a bit. And we'll just do a bit of a, see, there is obviously something, there is some clouds going past there because it's getting duller. Okay, I'll stop capture there. It looks clear, but it clearly isn't as clear as I thought it was. Oh, Planet Neptune. I've had a go at Planet Neptune once. It's tiny. It's really tiny. I do want to have a go at Uranus at some stage because I haven't actually captured that one, and I'm not sure when's Mars. To see when Mars is coming up. Where are we? So Mars is up at 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. It says. Yeah, it's really faint. I'd take 1 second exposure. Oh yeah. Well, that's not too bad. Yeah. Just move out and see how far away. Let's come back out here. So we got, I think that's Io up there. Let's bring this back up. I think that's Io because it's getting closer and closer, and I think that's where it's going to approach and go across the front of Jupiter. When the red spot, so this and this one and the red spot will go across at the same time, which would be quite cool to see, but that is in nearly 2 hours time, so I'm not expecting anybody to be still around in 2 hours time. Let's bring this back down again. And I think Ollie, you're on Saturn at the moment, aren't you? I'd bring up your live stream, but if I do, I think it's going to kill my bandwidth out here. I haven't quite got the bandwidth to run two video things at the same time. Yeah, so I had a little go. Well, we'll pull up. What do we got? Auto stack it. Let's pull up auto stack it, and I had a little go at Saturn before. What have we got? Here's a Jupiter. We'll grab this one. It's not going to be great. And there we go. And we'll do analyze. See what comes up. Okay, deteriorates pretty quickly, but I think I'm just going to go for, where are we? That's 25. I'll get rid of those. Also, my experience has been, even though again I think some have said you just stack them all, or 90% or 80% of them, again I haven't found that's worked that well, but okay, we'll stack that and see what comes up. Oh, hang on. I have to put my imaging points on it, which I didn't do, and now I think I've frozen it. I didn't put the lighting points on it, so I'll stuff that one up. Yeah, I think I have just crashed that one. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, no, smaller than that. Oh, that's not too bad. And we will stack those. It might be struggling. It's not really doing much. Okay, let us start that again. Hang on, shut that down. Close program. It may struggle a bit because I am running this all off a little Intel NUC, so there is not a ton of processing power on this. Where are we? Desktop. Okay, let's grab that again. Let's try this again. And get rid of those again. Place the grid. And let's see if it can do it this time. Okay, we've got some movement now. I think it just froze up a bit. So finding these planets can be a bit of a trial sometimes. Fortunately, I had a go the other night, and the mount for some reason must have known, and it just shot straight across to Saturn and landed on Saturn. So I was able to get there straight away. You can see there's ripples running across here. It shows that the seeing has deteriorated a little bit there. Alright, let's open up Registacks. And okay, select. There is, open this one up. Yeah. Now that's happened here. Oh, I've done the wrong one. I've just realised. Well, yeah, that's the black and white version. Because it was the 2 times binning. So you can see some detail coming in there. It's not, it hasn't done too badly, considering. So just a real quick, I think that'll be too much. Yeah, it's probably a little bit too much. I'll just hit do all. And we'll hit save, and we'll just do dupe. Okay, so that won't be great, but let's have a look. Oh. Presume that I'm still streaming okay, I don't know. Current reviews 4, okay. Where are we? I'm trying to find out where I captured it. Ah, sorry, it's on the desktop. Come on, desktop. Sharp cap captures. Where did it go? Oh. Well, you get a bit of an idea. It's yeah, there's a bit more detail in there. There seems to be, yeah, it's amazing how much more it picks up than you think there's being picked up when you're actually capturing the video. But yeah, it's a real quick run. So I might nip over to Saturn if we've still got anybody left. we'll go over and have a look and see if we can whip over to Saturn. Oh, I'll probably do it from here actually. Okay, let's go. Just slowing from Jupiter over to Saturn. Hopefully it will land in view. It's always a bit of a predicament trying to get from one planet to the other. I actually think I'm doing a meridian flip, I think. Saturn has gone over the other. No, it didn't land in sight. Alright. Let's go back to Jupiter and hope it finds it. We'll go back to Jupiter. And hopefully it will appear shortly, so it was okay, but when Jupiter and Saturn were on the same side, but now that Saturn's moved over, it's a bit harder to find. I'm just going to hope that it goes back and finds Jupiter again. Okay, fingers crossed we'll land on Jupiter again. Yep, there it is. Okay. That's good. We found it again. Okay, we'll just bring that down again, down to there and zoom it up a bit. Okay. So yeah, not the most amazing seeing. Let's see if we can just get this focus a little bit better. I'm using the Astrophotography robotic focuser. Oh, it's getting a bit better, I think. Yeah, not sure. We shall might just maneuver that round a bit and capture, do another little capture. Where we just move this. Oh, wrong way. Okay, and just a quick capture. Let's have a look outside and see what the clouds are like. Kind of staying away for the moment. Actually, maybe I'll whip on to see what Ollie's doing. Where are we? Here we go. I think everybody's over at Ollie's. Yep, everybody's over at Ollie's.
This is pretty. What do I do once I click on RGB align? just do you click estimate, reset? Yeah, it looks like the game was too much.
So I actually captured.
Jesus, man. Simon Thompson said RGB align. Where do you?
I actually captured some Saturn earlier.
What's happening there?
Maybe we'll
that looks better.
open up a Saturn capture. Maybe this one here.
Okay.
And also got to clear the grid. And we'll hit analyze on this one.
Okay. Set sharpened to 0.2. This top one, yeah.
Okay, so let's analyze it. That's not too bad. 15. Was it finished it? No, it's still. It's doing this thing again. It locked up last time. It does struggle a little bit. Let's bring it back up again.
So set the sharpen to 0.2.
Okay, open. So this is a Saturn from earlier. We'll do analyze and see what we get. Oh, that was a it was a meridian flip you heard. I went to try and get to Saturn, and it was moving when the meridian when Saturn hadn't gone out past the meridian flip, it would go between the two of them. But this time it seemed to miss completely. So I went back to Jupiter. But this is what I captured on Saturn a little bit earlier. But yeah, that was the sound of the mount going. So let's place a grid on this one. I think that's alright. Or maybe we'll just do a bit more. No, that's too many. Let's go to the 48. And we'll just stack the best 15%. Yeah, I was planning to, but I couldn't. I couldn't find it. It missed it. So unfortunately, I've come back to Jupiter. Otherwise, I could have been searching around the screen. I might try and find Saturn again, and have a go over there. So this is just processing some Saturn. And what I really want to do is wait for I want to wait for the red spot to turn up. It's a bit slow to process this, so I'm afraid on auto stack it because it is just a little Intel NUC that's sitting with the computer. With the mount. So it's not exactly a high powered computer. I think it's also might be stuffing up my live stream a little bit. Okay, we'll shut that down and bring up Registacks. I'm not sure. I think my video has gone and it's got a bit choppy now. I think I'm running out of streaming because I'm streaming from in the observatory. Yeah, I think if I do any other processing, unfortunately, it won't stream. See how far away. I must be getting pretty close. It must be approaching. So I'll just come to. No, too small. So there's IO up there. I'm sure that's IO. Let me just check. I see, Ollie, you're doing some processing. If I just rip the grain up here, so that should be IO according to the little Jupiter app. Where are we? So yeah, IO fast approaching, and when IO approaches, then the red spot will appear, but that is a little bit of time off yet, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a little bit. Oh, you're watching two streams at once, Ray. Yeah, I'd like to have Ollie's going actually, if I could on here, but I know that if I try and stream his and stream mine at the same time, I will have nothing. It will be it'll be frozen. You have no idea what you're doing. Yeah, I was watching yours on the. I can watch yours, Ollie, on the. Hey, do any of us know what we're doing? I'm just going to have a look at yours on YouTube on my phone, actually. Hang on, here we go. Come on, play.
Juicy the Quake here. I think, like you said, I need to just check.
Oh, there we go. There you go. Ollie up there as well.
I need to just check my collimation for next time.
Well, your setting looks good, Ollie.
Where is save in Registacks? Like, where is just save the file?
It's up the top there. You should. I don't know. Hang on. Let's try it. Registacks. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, we're just going to run two things at once for me.
Red colour text, save image.
So, yeah, once you've.
Is it under? Oh, it's under stack, isn't it?
I'll see. I'll select.
So do I? At this point, I can click do all, can't I? To actually apply
Okay,
this.
let's have a look.
I think I've seen people. This will calculate the wavelets for all parts.
Stretch intensity. Let's have a look.
This will save the current wavelet image and use do all if necessary. Okay.
So I think this is going to freeze up. Is it freezing up? Well,
yeah.
maybe it's not freezing me up.
Okay.
RGB balance.
What should I call it? The usual, something like test one. We always call things test.
Okay, so here's this is a little go from earlier Saturn.
Yeah, it did the do all then when I was doing that, so I don't need that anymore, do I?
Yeah, it's something gone a bit funny with the colour on this one.
Is Tully in town as well?
So anyway, there's Jupiter from Saturn from earlier. Not a lot of colour, but you can work on it later. I think it's got some funny colours going on here actually. Maybe I should have done the RGB align. I think I might be a bit late doing that now.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking at Logan's. I'm looking at my own crap, and then my brain's gone. Which one was it? I think it was in here. Test one.
It's still estimating. I think I'd muck that one up.
Alright, it's not bad for a first attempt, is it? I'm not winning any awards for this one. Jesus. Image. I've often heard Dylan O'Donnell saying auto colour works really well for him.
Yeah. Oh, he's into the Photoshop
Reckon
now.
that's better? Yeah, thanks, Frank. I need to play a lot more with this, but it's all right for a first try, innit? Just getting the hang of it a bit.
Oh, this is struggling a little bit, I think, with being just a little Intel nuck.
Cheers.
It is having a bit of trouble here.
It's a bit, almost seems a bit more washed out, actually, there. Oh, maybe it's better.
Yeah, I probably really should have done this from inside the house. Yeah, colours are a little bit funny there, but you can see some bands of colour, and you can see the Cassini gap there, but there is a sort of reddish or brown colour in here, which shouldn't really be here.
Logan's looks 10 times better.
So let's see if I can select another one. Where was another one? It was this one. So stretch. I've got to keep checking to see whether or not the video is still running smoothly or not. So let's try RGB align this time first off. It'll be a bit slow.
Yeah, it's over 65 degrees now.
So my plan is to try and hang around until Io crosses in front of Jupiter and the red spot comes around at the same time, because that would look quite good, but it isn't for another hour and 50 minutes, so I do have to last that long. It's quite funny having two streams going at the same time. I'm watching Ollie on my phone doing Saturn, and I'm doing Saturn on here as well. So I'm using the QHY 462C, but actually my best image of was using the ASI 1600 actually, so I wouldn't discount. Nothing's happened there. Okay, so RGB balance, auto balance. And so okay, Saturn, so Ollie's just asking how long. Saturn, I do 4 minutes. Oh, it's on RAW 8. Oh, we'll try RAW 16. Let's see how that goes. What has that done to my frame rate? Oh, nothing. Okay, I'll give it a go on... thanks, Simon. I'll give it a go on... we'll try RAW 16. I might actually... So what do we got here? This one here is going to... bringing up some... these wavelets a little bit. Obviously need to work on the colour somewhere else, but there's bands across there. I'm not sure why it's coming out so brown. It didn't when I did it earlier, but anyway, you can see a bit of detail there on Saturn. Yeah, I find that sometimes using these wavelets down here, you've got to be very careful with the wavelets because you can really stuff up your image. And then a little bit of denoise just to smooth it out, but that's not too bad for a real quick sort of... So we'll save it. No, I won't save that because I have another go at it later. So let's let's shrink this down a little bit because I do not need... And I better reposition this again. Probably make that a little bit smaller. And bring it up in size. Okay. WinTubers is messing up my attempts to derotate RGB from my 290 mono. Yeah, I've used it, and it does. I've been like at least 12 months that I've done it, and I have done the derotation with WinJupers, and it does work. You just got to get those all alignments done well, and I think it depends a little bit too. Sometimes you can process them through, you can derotate them I think before you do the whole sharpening thing in Registacks, and sometimes you can combine them and derotate them after you've done it. And I've done it both ways. I can't remember which way turned out to be the best actually. So I'm just going to go, let's bring up Registacks again. No, not Registacks, AutoStack it. I've got it down here. Let's try this again, and this time I might try the Jupiter one. Oh no, I've done, that's right, let's try, what do we got? These are my captures. Which one to try? Try this one. Analyze. See what happens. Just tell Ollie on set and take as many frames as you can. Yeah, we're not going to see the hexagon, so you probably don't have to worry quite so much. New version of Commander came out a few weeks ago, version 8. Oh, this is Ioptron Commander you're talking about, Simon? It's stack 15. Oh, I've got to do my place a grid. Maybe I'll do 48. And we'll stack that. See what it does. Oh, okay. I'll have to have a look for that because I am on 6.33. So I probably haven't updated mine for a while, to be honest. Is there anything new in the new Commander that the other one's not doing? I'm guilty of not actually updating my stuff regularly enough, to be honest. I need to keep doing that. Dark mode. Ah, okay. They brought out a dark mode. Okay. Oh, that's about time. Yeah, this is going to be very slow, and it may end up sort of freezing up my my stream, because I am out in the observatory at the moment here, and I'm streaming across the section into the house. So I'm not really at maximum speed, so I'm hoping it's not freezing, especially when I'm actually doing something like this with AutoStack it. Oh, a few other things behind the scenes as well. Okay. Oh, I better update it. Because there's always extra things that are useful. What have we got? Yeah. Let's see what Ollie's up to. Turn his volume up a bit.
More than one clear night. Let me see if I've got any data here on.
Right, I'll just quickly look outside and see what's
Yeah,
happening.
this is a little bit of data of set up now.
You can listen to Ollie in the meantime.
3 nanometer on the cat's paw. Looks like it's got a satellite or something going.
That's good, it's
Yeah,
nice and clear.
So far, this is all I've been managing.
It's all nice and clear.
To get with my mono setup. But it's looking good.
Oh, it's got the cat's paw looking good, Ollie.
Clear night. Yeah, pretty nice. Just need to have stacking some mono stuff. Yeah, stars are looking good on that one, eh? It's first time imaging like that for me, so to see those HA stars and just how tight they look.
Tricky when you're running a stream and watching a stream at the same time.
Glad you liked it, Stu. Frack, you got it suspended, mate. What can I say, man? They're watching us all.
Alright, this is a bit slow, I'm afraid, to process. Not freezing, I'm all good? Excellent, thank you. Because I was trying this, I was doing some test runs yesterday, and it kept freezing up something terrible. So even when I wasn't actually doing any processing, and I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to actually stream from out in the observatory, I thought I was going to have to go into the house, but of course it's 20 past midnight, and I think everybody else wants to sleep. So I'm glad it's working from out here. Oh. Yes, frack, yes, going to have to look out. No, it's going to be good actually. It's good that, because now that Ollie's got the mono system, that'll make life easier for the collaborations. We have the same telescope, same camera. So that'll be good. Oh, this is like quite slow to process, isn't it?
Where? Where is Jupiter now?
Maybe let's have a look. This is very slow to process. I might just have to get wiggle this back into frame again. Here we go. What I really need is the planet, sorry, not the planet, the moon to run across. Well, they're kind of like little planets, aren't they? So.
Nothing is suitable. Is it because of that focal length, you mean?
Morris. Who's Morris, Frack? Is Morris your cat? Oh no, Morris. Sorry, yeah, Morris, the guy with the, I've got you now. Morris with the license. Fortunately, I went and got my license before Morris started going around asking for licenses, so I managed to get away with that one. Is that going out of focus a little bit? Come on, auto stack it. Really struggling. It's really struggling.
Morris is coming for you. I can hear Logan.
Yeah. Yes. Can't trust that Morris. He looks dodgy, that Morris. He reminds me of somebody else, though. Who does he remind me of?
Yeah, looks like Logan got his license a while ago.
Can't remember. Can't remember who he reminds me of. Some other dodgy character.
Just while we're watching this, I might just make it a little bit bigger.
Okay, is that finished?
For the sake of it.
I think that's finished. Okay, let's shut that down. Let's bring up Registacks. Registacks 6. Okay. Quite funny listening to both of you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, watch out for that, Morris.
I just realised I completely forgot about the fact that I was stacking Saturn.
Okay, so let's find this stupid old stack that I just did. Here it is here. Now that's it there. What do we got? Oh, that's the sharpened one. We won't do the sharpened one. We will stretch it. Yeah, why not? Okay, so here we go. I'll try an RGB align, see what it does. See what. Oops, no, hang on, that was a mistake. No. Reset. I've got to remember RGB align. I've got to make that box bigger. Because if you don't do the box big, you end up with wacky results. Got to do the whole thing. So it's big enough there, and let's do an estimate. See what happens. So that's so g'day to g'day. What do we got? Estimate. Oh, that's still running. Let's see what we've got with. So just letting it run through, estimating an RGB alignment. And again, it's a bit slow.
Hey Tully, so I am using. Actually,
So you might be able to hear Ollie's voice in the background because I'm running him off my phone, watching his live stream at the same time. Okay, we're there and 100%, and it didn't need to do any alignment changes by the look of things, so we'll do an RGB balance, auto balance. Okay, that's a better colour. Okay, let's just bring this a bit. Can I make this a bit bigger? Come on, you can come a bit bigger.
So it's the 224.
There we go. And okay, we'll just bring up some of these
On the C9.
wavelets, just a little bit by a little bit. Bring in a bit more detail. Gotta be careful because it's so easy to overdo it on this. I mean, it's not the clearest image in the world, but it's not too bad. Yeah, see, it's taking it a bit too far. Starting to get that those funny sort of bits, and then just a little bit of denoise just to smooth it off. You know, it's not too bad. It is a bit.
Hey Ian, Astro Time Traveller, how you going? Just tuned in briefly. You're in New York.
So that's I'll just put save image on that one. Oh, I've got to do all. That's right. Hit do all. Oh, cancel. Do all.
Yeah, it's wobbling a lot more now, Dave.
And save image. And we'll just save that. We'll call that Jupiter. Jupiter 2. Save. Okie doke. So, oh, thanks V3XRO. So this is, I think the focus has gone off a little bit on this one, but let's.
Maybe it's his nice expensive CM120. Mine's on my AZ EQ6.
Hang on, let's just bring up this one here. Bring it up. If we can access it.
Yeah, maybe. Although it's not exactly.
Let's just open it up in Paint, otherwise I think I'm going to run out of Oh, it was not found. I didn't save it. I must have shut it down too quickly. That's a bit unfortunate. Okay, let me just move this. Where are we? Let me get this back into view again. It's just wandering off a bit, and I think I need to do a bit of a focus adjustment because I think it's getting a little bit fuzzy. Oh, it's the wrong way. Okay, and we'll do some focus. So let's just go in a bit, try going in a bit. It's really hard to focus on Jupiter without the red spot. Yeah, I think that's getting worse. Okay, it will come out a bit. The hard bit is trying to get the focus right. No, that's got worse. Okay, let's go in. It's the what I'm using is the Asato robotic focuser, and so it. Are you off? G'day. All right, have a good day yourself. I'm having a good night. Well, actually, it's 12:30 in the morning, so. The thing seems to have deteriorated, I think, a little bit. Because it seems to be looking a little bit fuzzier than it was before. So I'm currently getting 62 frames a second. I'm going to just bring down the. I'm going to bring down the gain a bit, because I just find that gain, you get a better image with the gain low. I know some people say to rip the gain up high, but I don't think it looks as good. Okay, let's have a look, try and get this focus right. No, that's worse. Okay, we'll come back out again. I think it was. Just wondering whether it's, that's improving a bit. Maybe it's going one more step. Yeah, it's getting better, I think. Oh, hard to tell. The nice thing about if you're focusing on Saturn is that you can use the Cassini gap as a way to focus, get your focusing right. Whereas with Jupiter you really need a moon, or where is Io? It's come down to 75%, so Io is there. So I've got to wait it to travel all the way along to through to here. Sometimes it's easy to focus when you've actually got the Jupiter, the whole your ROI a little bit, things a bit smaller. Can be sometimes a bit easier to see when the focus is. Certainly helps to have the planet there, that's for sure. I might do another capture on this one. Let's just reduce the size a bit of the ROI and reposition. It's just wandering off just a tiny bit. Oh, so Ollie's still on Saturn, I see. And it's just it's wobbling a bit of wobble. Let's just try another quick capture, but that's no, that's not looking good at all. There's quite a bit of wobble there. just going to collect 60 seconds. Don't want to go longer than that because the rotation of Jupiter is so fast that I think you can sort of push 90 seconds. I think some people even go from 2 minutes, but I think it's best to keep it as short as possible. Whereas Saturn, obviously, you can go for a long time because unless you are positioned in such a way that you can actually see the if Saturn is positioned in such a way that you can see the hexagon, and you're trying to get the hexagon right, then you don't really need to be worrying about rotation for Saturn because all the bands of colour are in the direction of rotation, if you like. So for Saturn, usually you've just sort of gone for 4 minutes and tried to collect as many as possible. So that was another collection there. So I'm getting 1,866 frames because I've got a 31 frames per minute because I've got the gain right down. G'day Astro Time Traveller. Yeah, hopefully hopefully Ian, it'll be not to be too bad. Ideally what I'd probably like to do is because the QHY462C has a filter that you can put in front of it that then sort of negates the Bayer matrix, and you can run it like a mono camera. I'd like to actually try and set this up so I can run it with the filter wheel and do some mono, and then you use WinDupost to derotate, because that'll get me, I think, a better image. But I think the seeing's not the best tonight. I certainly have recalled having it be a lot clearer other times. And how are the temperatures over there, Ian? Have they are they getting kinder to you down there? It was pretty hot over there for a while, wasn't it? I think now let's just bring this down. I think the only moon that I can see Ollie's whipped the gain up there to look at the moons around Saturn.
Yeah, I reckon it is too.
I've only got Io coming into the view later, so I still have about an hour and a half to wait before Io goes across. It starts to go across the front and the red spot turns up. So I could zip across to Saturn, but I'm a little bit reluctant to, because I did try. It's past meridian flip, and when I tried to go to it before, it was missing. I didn't land on it. Fortunately, I was able to come back to Jupiter. My concern is I'm going to go across to Saturn and it won't come, and then when I come back to Jupiter, I won't find it either, because they can be really tricky to find. I'm using so my telescope I'm using is a Meade 10-inch, and I've got a 2 times focal reducer. I do actually have a Teleview 4 times focal reducer, which I might try another night, but I recall trying it last year, and I just could not find, I just couldn't get enough light in to get a decent image. But I might try it again this time. I won't put it in tonight though, because I don't think it's not parfocal. I wouldn't have thought with the no, what is it? It's, hang on, where is it? It's up here. So it's this one here. So it's a Teleview, what are they called? Powermate, that's what it is. Teleview Powermate, getting all my words confused. And this is a 4 times. But I'm not going to put this in now, because if I was using the 2 times Teleview currently, then my understanding is they're parafocal, and I could just whip out the 2 times and throw the 4 times in. But I've got a fairly cheap Barlow in there at the moment, and I'm pretty sure I'd be way off on the focus. So this might be for another night, I think. I actually have a Teleview PowerMate on order coming across from First Light Optics, which I hope will get here in a week or so, and then I can have another go using that, and then I will be able to flip between the two, because being parafocal, at least that's what I've heard. I am going to get, it's a bit chilly, yeah. So I've got my trusty blanket here which plugs in to power. It's like an electric blanket, except it's not to go on a bed, it's just to use to keep yourself warm. And this thing works a treat in these cold nights in the observatory. So, excuse me, I'm just going to duck underneath here and plug this thing in. Okay, get this on and going. 3 hours, that'd be good. Oh. Okay, I need to put this back into place. It's drifting out again. No, wrong way. Okay, minimize that down. Okay. So I'll bring up Registack 6 again and try and do something. I lost that image on Jupiter a little minute ago. Select. Let's just try this again. So I don't know what happened. It didn't save for some reason. Okay, let's do an RGB balance, auto balance, and then we'll use the wavelets to bring up some of the. Can't go too far, otherwise it starts to get a bit grainy. Okay, let's just do a little quick, just a minor denoise there, do all, and I think I might need to give it a bit more time to save the image, because I think last time it didn't, I did save it there. Oh, let's see if this is any, I'll just call this Jupiter 3, save, and okay, I'll shut that down. Let's just see if I can find that image again. Why is it not showing it up? It's interesting. Okay, we'll open up Photoshop, see if it'll open with Photoshop. See what happens. Hopefully it won't freeze up the live stream. Oh, Ollie's gone. Alright. So if this starts to freeze things up, I'll probably have to shut Photoshop down, because this little computer that's sitting on the telescope is not really designed to be doing all of this. Okay, can't do that. Alright, never mind. Let's see if I can open it with something else. Open with... Okay, here we go. Okay, so not brilliant, but you know, there's really quick process. Nothing amazing, but you can see certainly that you're picking up a lot more detail. What's up? Oh, hi Ollie. I see you shut down and you've ended your live stream. I'm just having a real quick process of Jupiter here, and you know, it's quite amazing though when you think about it, because when you look at the, you know, the what you're seeing on the screen, so you know, it's hard to imagine that from this you can pull out this detail, and then of course if the seeing's better, etc., you can do even better than this, a lot better than this. But it's amazing the detail that is quietly being picked up as you take video. This looks like it's starting to get out of focus a bit further, so I'm going to have to readjust it. But you know, a real quick process. It's not too foul. I'll just close that up there. I might just have to do a bit of oh nice, you had your first test run. And how did that go, Frack? Did that go where you managed to get a decent some good video on it? Or was it just sort of more visual? Just check the focus on this again. So let's go. It's really hard to focus on these. I'm just going to bring this out a bit, make a bigger field of view, bigger screen here. IO is getting closer. Let's bring it down to 100%, and this is just find it a bit easier to see. Went well. I'll put the video up soon. Oh, cool. Looking forward to it. I'm always amazed at how that when you zoom in, like when you do your videos of the moon, and how far away the moon is, and then you just zoom right in. It's it's quite amazing that that lens thing you've got. Excuse me. Because once you know you're so far away, and it's just a little ball there, and then you zoom right in and all the detail. That's fantastic. And that's not too bad. It's really hard to focus. I need that. Let's bring up the exposure, but I know this will reduce my. You can kind of see how the moon is all over the place. Oh, Alan, how's it going? Too sick with a flu to be out. Oh no. Oh, that's no good. Oh dear. Yeah, well, it's the season, unfortunately. It's fortunately, because we've been keeping away from everybody. We've managed to dodge all that so far, but that's no good. Yeah, so you can see on here how how IO is flicking around all over the place. Interesting, if you have a little look there, I don't know if you can if it can show on YouTube, but there is just a little dark spot on there which is showing up, and I think that's that is probably going to be the shadow of IO as it passes across, so we should see that sort of make more of an impact on Jupiter soon. Ollie, looks like we both got a bit lucky with the clouds. Yes, for sure. I'm at the moment, I think still looking clear. Yeah, that looks like, so can you see that there? There's a little spot, little dark spot, and that'll be the shadow of IO, and that will pass across. So the red spot, once this gets to about here, the red spot will come around. So that is what I am going to be waiting for. I'm just going to bring that gain down a bit further. Yeah, it's good to see the little and that also helps for focusing. I have to say, if you can see the spot, the little shadow, then you can sort of focus on that. But this is bouncing around a little bit tonight. I'm just going to pop my head out and see if these clouds are staying away. Hang on a minute. Yeah, still nice and clear. So that's good, because the last few nights it's been horrendous. Oh good, the spot is showing on the screen. Thanks Alan. Yeah, it's quite fun when you get a moon passing across it. I keep calling them planets, not planets. They're like planets, kind of. But they're yeah, just to see that. But this so in times gone past, I've actually been able to capture a moon as a nice little circle, and yeah, frack, yeah, you can see the shadow, which is nice, and that should become a bit more obvious soon. Yeah, I have been able to capture one of the moons as a sort of nice circle. So here we you know, the seeing's not as good, not so good tonight, but you know, the weather's been horrendous, so I'm just pleased I can actually be imaging. Now let's just increase that up a bit, and I am going to move this back into place. Let's move it down a bit, so now you can see it's a bit better. So now you can see Io there, and you can see its shadow, but yeah, it's not very clear. Let's have a look at the focus. Let's see if I can do a bit of focusing, see if I can make that a little bit better. Not sure if they got better. Oh, they might have got a bit better. And it's getting a little bit more defined actually. At times. But it is bouncing around a fair bit. Because that shadow you can see there is just all over the place. I'll try going out one more time. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's getting better or worse. I think it's getting worse now. Or is it? Hard to tell. Getting better? Looking better? Oh yeah, it is actually, the IO is starting to look a little bit more round. So I'm just gonna, what I'll do is I'll bring this out, I'll bring it out to about to this, and I'm going to shrink this down a bit, because I just find it a lot easier to focus when you make the planet a bit smaller. Ah, greetings from the other side of the earth. It's 8:50 AM and you're having breakfast. Nice. Okay, well it's 12:52 AM here, so I'm on my way to breakfast. It's a bit further off yet. Yeah, so that's looking better. So let's just, maybe I should try focus, bring the focus out a bit further. Maybe just way off on the focus. You can see the shadow is much better defined. Okay, I think that's improving further, because I can see sort of a little more cloud detail up there. Okay, let's try another jump. Still might be getting better. Yeah, that is much better. Let's keep moving. Maybe that was just one step too far. That's probably not too bad. Okay, let's try a video on that one. Shrink up the size there, and let's do a quick 60-second capture and see what we get with that. Be interesting to see. It should be an improvement on what I got before. Unfortunately, IO is just moving out of frame. I think I need to make that the ROI a bit bigger there. I think I've made it just a little bit too small. Okay, so that stopped capturing, so let's just make this a little bigger and include IO. Oh, we're still capturing. Where are we at? 46. Nearly at a minute. Yeah, it's looking much clearer. And 60 seconds. Okay, let's just try that again with just a slightly bigger area, and let's just move Jupiter down a little bit so that we don't lose IO. And yeah, the shadows, it is cool, and it actually the shadow really does help with the focusing. And as it turns out, I was way off on my focus before. So let's try capturing this again. Do another capture, because there's a lot more detail there now. So hopefully when the red spot comes around, it'll look good. So when IO hits Jupiter, as far as I can tell from their little app, from the Sky and Telescope app, so I don't know whether this is just for. So there's a app, I don't know if you can see here. It's called Jupiter Moons from Sky and Telescope magazine, and that is how you can tell. You can put in your day, or whatever day, and you can actually see whether or not the red spot's going to be around when you're going to be imaging. And so, for example, this is showing it now currently. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there. Maybe I should move it a bit closer. But IO is it's only Apple only. Okay, you had a look. So there's a lot of reflection probably going on there. Probably can't see it so well, but it shows IO quite close. And then I zap it forward an hour, and now IO is in line, is actually showing up right where the red spot is. So, alright, so we've captured that. Let's have a look at this one. Let's get let's stack it and have a stack on this one and see what kind of detail we've got. So now, what one was that? Not that one. I got to go to desktop and sharp cap captures, and we're now the next day, so it's a bit easier. I'm guessing it's this one. Yep, that's the one. So I'll do an analyze, and again it'll be a bit slow, sorry. But this is just a little Intel NUC, which normally is only there to run the telescope. So I am pushing my luck a little bit here. Yeah, I'm not going to stack too many. I mean, I know people talk about stacking a lot. I tend to find, we'll try, I might do 25 as well, 25% there. and we'll put the grid on. I think 48 grid, that should be okay. How about do a drizzle? Why not? Now I won't do a sharpened version, and we'll let that run and see what we get this time. Hopefully it'll look a bit better than the last one. Now there's a bit more better focus. Yeah, you can see there's a lot more detail on Jupiter now, so that's cool. Helps to be in focus, that's for sure. It's hard to know. It's just as I said before, it makes it much easier if you've got a moon, and particularly the shadow or even the red spot. It really helps with doing focusing. But you can also see all these other little bits of cloud detail on here, which help as well. Maybe it's just while we're here, while this is going, I'm just going to have a look and no, I think I'll just leave it. I won't fiddle with the focus just yet. I don't want the I don't want to muck it around too much. Yeah, Avante show a shadow transit. Always cool to see the plans. I'm always amazed by the people who've got like the 14-inch telescopes, and they actually, you can get sort of quite a lot of a structure showing up on the moons even. Little 10 inches. Yeah, I did get one once, and there was a little bit of variation in the colour there, showing that it was probably picking up a little bit of the detail or texture on the moon. But yeah, hoping that the stream, I think my stream is struggling a little bit here. It's starting to block up a bit because of the processing power. No. I might have to I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to cancel the processing because it has locked me up, hasn't it? That's a bit unfortunate. I knew I was pushing my luck. I think I have frozen up. Oh, yeah. Sorry people, it is frozen. It's a shame. I don't know whether to stop this and restart it or not. Because the stream has... oh no, we've gone a bit clear now. Okay, hopefully that's... For those of you who were watching and seeing it all freezing up, that was because I was trying to do a little quick process of the image. And it just was just too much of a stretch for the computer. So I cancelled that so I can get my frame rates back up again. Yeah, the seeing has definitely improved. It's definitely, well, seeing's improved, but also my focus has improved because I was well out of focus. And once the spots started to appear, that made life a lot easier. Let's just make this bring it up a little bit. It looks quite so good if it's brought up too big, but anyway. I'm just going to try another couple of steps on the focus just to see whether or not it can improve a bit further. Yeah, that was a deterioration, I think. Go in one. Yeah, it might be a little better. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Looks better. So if you bring it up to say if I do this and shrink it down a bit, it always looks a lot better. If you can make it look smaller, you can see more of the detail. But interestingly enough, it doesn't seem to be affecting my frame rates. My frame rates are staying the same. My impression was that normally when you change the ROI, you got better. Oops, cancel the stream. Can be. Oh, don't know what that was doing there. That was weird. Let's just bring it up here. Normally, yeah, the red spot is coming up. Avantage. So when Io makes it to Jupiter, to the surface, or it's not going to land on the surface, but when it's in line up, the red spot appears at that time. So if I look at my little app here, it will be, so what are we, 1:56, so yeah, 50 minutes. Let me just go back, it's minutes, 10 minutes, let's go back. So the red spot will make its appearance in about 20 minutes. And it will appear here just as Io comes across it. So I'm sorry, I was going to try and do a little quick process of this, but if I was on the computer in the house, I could do it because it's got the ability, the capacity. But this is what I'm streaming from here and running SharpCap from the telescope, and everything is just a little Intel NUC. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not, it's got some reasonable RAM and it's got a reasonable CPU, but nothing like a normal computer you use. So I don't want to push my luck. I had a little go earlier and I was able to bring up something from, I'll just bring this up for anybody who's just joined in. Where was it? This one here, but I was, as it turned out, I was well out of focus. So it wasn't until I changed the focus, everything became a lot clearer. So, but I tried doing another process when it was more focused, but unfortunately it froze up my live stream. So I'm not going to risk that again. So yeah, about 15 to 20 minutes before the red spot appears. For anybody who has just joined, imaging Jupiter, obviously this is Io coming in, and this is the shadow being cast by Io on the surface. The red spot will appear here soon, and I'm imaging out in New Zealand, in Auckland, and imaging with a Meade 10-inch telescope, and I'm using the QHY 53462C, which is a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, so yes and no, Simon. I did get, we had a whole lot of work being done at our house. It's an older house and the drainage was terrible, and we had to have a lot of drainage done because we're getting a lot of rain coming in, water coming in under the house and even into the garage and things. And so some massive drainage got done, and the driveway got done. And while we had the people there and we had some builders, I just sort of said to them and said, hey, do you mind building me an observatory at the same time? So I just drew up the plans in some little cheap architecture software, and I gave it to the guys, and we kind of just nutted it out as we went along. So they sort of built the whole structure, and then my son and I motorized the roof. So there is, I don't know, I'll see if let me show you. I'm just going to pick up the camera here and see if you can see up here. I'm going to have to wait for the live stream to catch up so I know that it's actually pointing up there. But up there, I don't know if you can see up here, is a gate controller. it's a sliding gate controller, and basically there is a track running along the centre of the roof that my son and I attached, and we put this gate controller sideways, and there's magnets at either end, and it okay, I can see on there the live stream is catching up, so yeah, you can see the gate controller up there. So that's it there, and that pulls the roof on and off, which is good because the roof was really heavy. And then over here, this little box here, this red one here, there's connections because Joe from Joe's Astrophoto, he worked out some software, etc., so that this is now connected to Nina, the roof, and so the roof can be completely controlled by Nina. So yeah, the whole thing can just be controlled. Nina can tell the roof to roll off and start imaging, and then tell the roof to roll back on when it's finished. So which is really cool. It also means that if I'm in the house sleeping and I look out, I can just sort of on the iPad I can just go and tell the roof to close, and then I don't have to go outside, which is nice, to close the roof. Okay, I'm going to do another quick capture here. I'll bring the size of this area down a bit. Let's just bring this down, and I'm going to bring Jupiter back down into, here we go, oh, wrong way. And let's hit another capture. I'll just keep getting some captures every now and again. Nearly 2 hours since you started the capture. Yes. Yeah, well, no, I haven't captured Avantish. I haven't captured it continuously, I'm afraid. So I'm going to have to. I don't think I have a hard drive big enough to be able to do that. But yeah, if I'd have been capturing regularly, I could have done an animation. But at this stage, it'll be basically still images. So IO's nearly getting there. Not too far away, in which case the red spot should appear. Should be nice. So I can do consecutive captures actually with this. I'll do another quick capture. I'll do like 3, and then I might try a derotation and wind dupos and see if that works. I'm not sure how well it works with a moon. I think I'd have to do the derotation without the moon in the image, because I don't think that's going to work. I'm not sure how it's going to. Yeah, I'd have to do a small number as well, because otherwise the shadow would, I think, become elongated as well. But you know, we'll see. And hopefully the live stream is still running smoothly and not going too blocky. It's a shame. I'd like to actually do another quick process. I might try it and see what happens. If it starts to block up, you know, start making the video all funny, I'll stop it. But I'll just get one more capture after this, and we'll do another one. Just let that go. So after this 60 seconds is run through, I'll try and bring up auto stack it again and see what happens. Okay, let's do this one, open this one. Okay, so things might, yeah, Simon focus is looking good now. It certainly helps if you focus correctly. I was well off. Okay, let's try this analyze and let's see if we can run this. If I go a bit blocky, it's because the computer's struggling. So bear with me. I'll try and see if I can get it to run through, because it does put a bit of a strain on the little computer. Okie doke. So I might just do one lot, because I think it's going to struggle with two. Maybe we'll do 20%. Try that, and we'll do an RGB align, place a grid, and let's stack it. So this is where it's going to get a bit jiggery pokery. Sorry everybody. And we'll let it stack this lot. Sometimes it causes the live stream to go slow and sometimes it doesn't. We shall see. I think at the moment it's, from what I can tell, it's still holding out. It's this last bit, the stacking, where it might be a bit of a problem. It's about now. I wish I had a little kettle in the observatory to make a cup of tea when it's like 1:15 in the morning. Okay, we're at 16%. That's a bit slow. That may cause some issues. Fingers crossed I can get there and see how this comes up in Registacks. It'll be interesting to compare, because this, what I'm using here is just actually a fairly cheap. Yeah, it's gone blocky. I knew it would go blocky, unfortunately. Yeah, it's too much for it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, failed. It's going. Two minutes later. That's a long time. Okay, I'm going to try and get there. %. No, it's too much. No, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much of a struggle for it. Sorry. Hopefully it'll all catch up in a minute. Right, here's my stream. Has this live stream improved, or is it still blocked up a bit? It's going to take a little while to catch up, sorry. Come on, live stream, you can improve. Oh good, jug's on. Yay. Really did stuff up the stream, didn't it? Knew I shouldn't have tried that. No, it's jammed me up. Okay. I have to start again then. Stream has... It's going to clear. Yeah, I've looked up. Okay, it's come clear now. Oh, that was a shame. Well, for those of you who did stick it out, and you're still with me, I had to cancel the register, the auto stack it thing. It was a stretch too far. It just really jammed the whole stream up for a while. So sorry about that, people. I think it's running okay now, I hope. Maybe, maybe not. No, it hasn't. Oh no, we're running again. Okay, that's alright. So I think we'll just leave it. I think we'll just leave it streaming. I don't think we'll try to do any processing on this one. Can't do it, I'm afraid. Not enough processing power. Let's do another quick capture. Yeah, thanks, Ollie. Yeah, it's as soon as I try and do auto stack it and try and stack it, it just, when it gets to the stacking part, it just kills the stream because the little computer can't keep up. The CPU just slows right down. So I'll just have to leave it streaming and being live because I don't want to miss out on the red spot. And I did get a text from inside the house that the kettle was on, so somebody kindly in the house who's still awake, my wife, has heard me saying I wish I had a kettle in here, and has put the kettle on, which is very nice. Let's try capturing a bit again, a bit more. It's not too bad on there, on the screen. Oh, I can't fiddle with that while I'm capturing. So we should be only about, I think in the next 10 minutes the red spot should make an appearance. It may take a bit longer though to sort of come around so we can see it a bit better, but from what I can tell from the app, IO and the red spot will kind of line up, and then as they move across here they will separate out. But yeah, it's quite cool seeing the shadow of IO. Now I'm still capturing. Okay, that has stopped. So we come out to this and just shrink this down a bit. I don't know, just make it a bit smaller. It does. You can sort of make it look a little bit more detail. There, maybe not. I wonder if I should just bump up. Where we got 40 frames per second. Don't want to put the exposure up too high, but I don't want to. I want to blow out the middle bit, but at the same time, that might be a little bit too bright. You don't want to be too bright with them, with the planets. I think. Okay, let's shrink that back up again. Can I do 480 by 480? Yeah, that'll fit in that. Let's zoom it up a bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's just try another capture. Just got to keep doing captures and hope for the best, really. It's nicer with Saturn because you can do much longer captures, so of course you've got a lot more frames to choose from, whereas with Jupiter you don't want to go for more than 60 seconds. Oh, you can do 90 seconds actually, to be honest. You can get away with 90 seconds. I hope it gets there before Io disappears off the frame. I should have started that with it being a little bit lower down. Let's just move Jupiter down a little bit. Let's get it down a little bit lower. Let us try a 90-second one. Let's see how that goes. Where are we? I don't have a lot of, I've got a little screen over here, my main screen over here, so I don't have a lot of real estate to have everything open and running at the same time. But anyway, okay, let's change that to 90 seconds, and let's just move that down again a little bit further. And no, we'll move that over this way a bit. Okay, let's try that. Oh, it is a capturing at the moment. I must start it. Hang on, let me stop capture. Let's start again once I've stopped moving it around. Okay, let's do that now. It'll be interesting to compare 60 seconds with 90 seconds. And we have Io about to touch down on Jupiter. So for anybody who's just joined Jupiter, we've got Io here, the moon, and its shadow being cast right over here. And as Io comes across here, the red spot's going to appear here at about the same time. So we're just over a minute now. And after this I might try and do a little bit more of a focus, a fiddle with the focus, see if I can get that a little bit better. So coming up to 1.5 minutes. Okay, and I'll do a 60-second one just to compare. Because obviously the longer you do it, the more Jupiter rotates, so the blurrier your details will become. I have a feeling that it might need a little tweak on the focus. So with the Astrophotography robotic focus that I've got, your step sizes are in thousands, so which takes a bit of getting used to if you're using, compared to something like the ZWO focuser or the Pegasus focus cube, where you're talking in tens. So I think I have a step size of like 50 or something for my for the Esprit, and when I had that autofocuser on the Med 10-inch, I was doing step sizes about 150, but with the Asato, when I'm imaging a deep sky object, my step size is around about 7,000. So that takes a bit of getting used to, getting your head around all these thousands of steps. Okay, let's try and just move this out a bit more focus. Did that get better or worse? think that's getting worse. Let's go back in a bit. Maybe we'll move one in again. Oh, that might be worse again. We'll come back to where we were and stay where we were. Okay, so IO has touched down on the surface, and with it, as it comes across, it should drag the red spot with it. Get a bit of a view of that. Everybody's very quiet on the chat. I'm not sure how long this has been streaming for now. A while. I think about 11:30 or something. Shrink that down a bit, bring this up a bit. Sometimes it looks a little bit better when it's smaller, funnily enough. You're still here, Ollie. Okay, you've been messing outside trying to get Jupiter in the frame. Oh, any luck? In the past, I've found that when the mounts slowed, like earlier, I started on Saturn and I zipped across to Jupiter and I didn't find Jupiter, and I went back to Saturn and found it straight away. And then I got the mount to sync to me being on Saturn, and then I went over to Jupiter and I found Jupiter and did a sync to that. Then when I went back to Saturn again perfectly fine and came back to Jupiter again perfectly fine. But once the meridian flip occurred and I tried to go across to see Saturn, it missed it completely. So it's still a bit hard to see the red spot. Just going to move the focus, just fiddle around with the focus again a bit. No, that's definitely worse. No, it's getting worse as well. Okay, we'll go in a couple more. Trying to judge it a bit by the shadow. So the thing is, you can look at that and see how the focus is going on that. This kind of looks a little bit like it's got a bit... oh, you got it? Excellent, Ollie. Well done. Yes, I is on the disc now, and the red spot will be coming around right next to it. So I'm not so sure whether the seeing's got a bit worse or not. Maybe not. Oh, I hear a little tap on the window, so I'm just going to go and grab my cup of tea. try another capture. So my cup of tea has arrived, which is good. That was very handy. Are you using stellarium to get on the target? No, I didn't actually. All I did was I just used the controller's hand controller and just zipped across and then looked for it that way, which sort of worked. It makes it a lot easier when you're in an observatory. Oh, this is good. Comes complete with a ginger nut. Yeah, so that's how I found it. I probably could use stellarium. It might be a wise thing to do actually. It might make life a bit easier. Oh, you reckon it's a $59 Barlow, Ollie? Could be. I'm not sure that the Barlow I'm using is much more is any better. The one I've got is pretty cheap, but I mentioned earlier I have got a Teleview 2x PowerMate coming, which will be interesting to see if it makes a big difference or not. Excuse me having my cup of tea and ginger nut, but you know, it is 20 to 2 in the morning. Now the one thing that does worry me was when I went to get my cup of tea, I saw clouds coming across, and I'm worried that they are going to ruin the party before the red spot shows itself. I'll do another quick capture. Hope I don't fill up my hard drive too much. Oh, hi John. You're in Georgia, US. Oh, right. Cool. Welcome to the live stream from down the other end of the earth, down in New Zealand. We are lucky down here that we get Jupiter and Saturn get quite high. So lucky from that point of view. So it's what we've got, John, since you've just joined, there's a little sort of dimple over here, little thing there, that's Io, and it's casting the shadow across onto Jupiter here as it transits across the face of Jupiter, and then the red spot should be coming around the corner. But I am worried that the clouds coming are going to ruin the party. We'll see. How has the weather been in Georgia? John, has it been better than the rubbish we've been getting down here? So much rain, so much rain. Tried a quick peek at Jupiter with a wide scope. I can't speak now, it's getting too early in the morning. Wide field scope last night, and it was just a little dot. All right, yeah. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, that's the thing, is they're you really need that nice long focal length to try and get the detail on them. I'm not sure if that focus is getting any worse. Does that look worse to people? It looks a little bit worse to me. Oh, we've got Greece. Skywatcher Dino. Hello from Greece. Hello to Greece. Which part of Greece are you? I was actually in Greece 10 years ago, and travelled around there. Went to Athens. That was cool. And also went to Santorini, where I know most people just go for a very short time. We ended up staying there for a week, which people said if you stay there for more than 3 days, you're a local. So that was kind of quite nice. That was a fun place to stay, actually. People come and go from there really, really quickly, but it was beautiful. Now let's just try the focus. Let's have a look at the focus on this, because I think the focus is out a little bit. Oh, I had a first clear last night in weeks. See, it's been like that all over the world. I don't know. I'm wondering who's getting any clear nights, because it seems everybody I'm in contact with is talking about how bad the weather is and how much rain they've had and how little time they've had in the imaging. So I'm just wondering, are the clouds everywhere? Are they? Because everybody seems to be having a terrible run of weather. Okay, let's just try fill with this focus a little bit again. That improve it or not? No, that's worse for sure. Okay, maybe we'll try one more. And no, I think that's worse as well. I'll just come back to where I was. And do another quick capture. I might just shrink up the ROI a bit, and let's just move the Jupiter down a little bit. Okay, so the red spot, I don't know, I can't see it very well. It's supposed to be about here about now, as far as I can tell. Lots of clouds in Perth. Yeah, everybody's got clouds. Let's do another quick capture. Yeah, just and we've actually, it's been, I mean, I'm lucky at the moment, and Ollie, who's in Victoria, was lucky too with it, because he was doing a live stream a little bit earlier of Saturn. And yeah, we were both lucky because we both were cloudy and then cleared, and we've been in a bit of a cycle of clear days and then cloudy nights, and fortunately it's cleared again tonight. But I've just seen, yeah, the latest thing for the forecast suggests that it's going to cloud up. So I'll just look out the window here. The clouds haven't come across yet, so I'll keep going. Can't see the red spot very well. Let's it should be here. Okay, it's going to boost up the exposure a little bit. So hope the clouds stay off. Okay, red spot. Why can't I see your red spot? Come on, I should be there. I thought it would be visible by now, because according to the app that I've got, IO was touching down, sort of coming across. So for anybody who's just joined, IO is this little pale blip here, which was much easier to see when it was off here, but that's its shadow that it's casting as it's transiting across the front of Jupiter. And the red spot is supposed to be coming in behind it, but it's hard to see. Let's see if we turn the debugger off and just have a look and see if that helps at all. Not really. Still can't see the red spot, even if I look sideways. Yeah, well, I guess because the clouds I can see are coming up from your way, so I guess that's where they're coming from, down country and moving their way up here. Let's put that back on. Maybe if I shrink it down a little bit, it might be easier to see. Let's have a look. Oh, well, you're thanks for sticking with the stream, Alan, because for you as well it's 1:45 in the morning, since you're just a little way down the way, down the country. Let's bring this up a bit bigger. It's often hard to see the planet once it starts transiting, so you can just barely see it there as a little blip. But I still can't see that red spot. Let's have a look on the app, the Jupiter Moons app. So if I tap on now, it should be right behind Io, according to this. Right, yeah, sitting at about the same level, but I can't see it. So I just got to hope it can make it further across the front of the planet before the clouds get me. Alan, can you hold the Mac down there for a bit longer? If possible. The red spot should be here somewhere, but it's not very obvious. Maybe it's because the focus isn't so good. Let's just try doing a bit more, fiddle around with the focus a bit. Is that better or worse? Hard to know. Oh, how often do I stream? Well, this is only my second stream ever. I did one for the lunar eclipse that we had last year. That was the first time I did a live stream, and then this is my second one. So my plan though is to keep the rig set up for planetary imaging and do some more streams, and particularly when I get the I want to try the TeleView PowerMate 4 times just to see whether I can get enough light to really zoom in further, and if I can find a planet. But I've got the TeleView 2 times PowerMate coming, because the 2 times Barlow I've got at the moment is just a fairly cheap thing that I'm using at the moment. And if I can get the 2 times PowerMate, I've been told that the TeleView PowerMates are parfocal, which means that I could find everything and have it all set up with the 2 times, and then just pull the 2 out and put the 4 in straight in without having to worry about refocusing, etc. So I'm streaming this tonight. If it's clear tomorrow night, I don't know, I might stream for a bit. I just, at the moment, as I said, it's 10 to 2 in the morning, so I can't go too often, but I'll try and keep doing the stream over the next 2 or 3 weeks maybe, of the planets, because I'd like to actually do Mars as well. I think Mars has come up. Let me have a look. Let's see where Mars is. So is Mars up yet? Okay, so Mars will be up. It came up at 106, but I imagine it's not very high. So I'd like to capture Mars again, because I captured Mars for the first time 2 years ago, and that was cool to do. Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, it took me a while to work out the technology to get it working. I had a few goes. I think yesterday and the day before I did some tests during the day, and I was getting the settings all wrong, and it was supposed to be private, and it was just for a test, and it came up public, and yeah, it took me a while to remember how to do it again. So, but got some help from Ollie from Ollie's Astro, and nutted it out. I think the red spot might be just appearing around here now. I think it might be just starting to come round. But I do think the focus the seeing has deteriorated a little bit, or my focus has deteriorated. No, that's definitely worse. Okay, let's go back in again. This is always the hard bit, trying to get the focus right. Okay, no, that's too far. Okay, we'll come back. Yeah, we've got a bit more of a wobble going on now, so things have deteriorated a bit, but I think that's the red spot just there. If we turn the debayer off, will that make it easier to see it? Yeah, I think that's it there. It's just coming around now. I thought it was coming across a bit closer to IO, but not so much. Just going to pop my head out and see what those clouds are doing. Okay, well, the bad news is the clouds are almost at Jupiter, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. So this is going to, I'm going to lose Jupiter soon. I better take another capture quickly before it does go. Let's change the size and do a quick capture. Start capture. Yep. Unfortunately, the clouds are coming. They're almost at Jupiter. I'm just going to hope I can get through a couple of captures before it covers the sky. So that's a shame. I think it's got me already. I can see Jupiter's fading. Doing a little bit of a fade, I think. Yeah. Oh well. Never mind. Well, yeah. As soon as the clouds get it, I'll bring it bring the live stream to a close because the I've had a look and I can see there is a lot of cloud coming. So yes, I'm in my observatory at the moment. Home built. I didn't build it. I had builders build it for me, but I did motorise it. But yes, I'm inside my observatory, which is just a roll-off roof observatory, which certainly makes life a lot better for imaging, that's for sure. I didn't realise how it just increases your ability, the amount of time that you can image hugely, compared to if you set up or don't set up, because on nights, where you'd look at the sky and go, oh, there's a few clouds coming through, it's not worth imaging. At least with the luxury of a observatory, it means you can roll the roof off and image for an hour and then roll it back on if the clouds come in, and so you can keep accumulating little bits of data as time goes along. So yeah, it's been a big difference. Okay, good night, Alan. Have a good night's sleep. Yeah, it's pretty late, and as I said, those clouds unfortunately have come up. So yeah, thanks for joining, Alan. Okay, I'm just going to try and capture as many as I can until these clouds take Jupiter away. So I've got something at least to process. But the red spot is here. It's just here. I was hoping I was going to get the red spot much further across the front of Jupiter before I got taken out by the weather, but there you go. Not much you can do about it. And I don't think the weather forecast is any good for the next few nights, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see it fading there as the clouds are coming to it. Shame. Shame. Well, gee, what I should do is have a look. I'll just bump this up a little bit, the exposure up a little bit, and maybe just go one more time. That might be a little bit too bright. So I should actually have a look. I'll have a look at the app and see what... oh, thanks, John. Yep, nice to meet you online too, and hopefully there'll be another stream in the not too distant future. Thanks for thanks for joining in, having a look. That's great. Can see Jupiter's disappearing now. I'm just going to have a look and see on the Jupiter moons what it's going to be like tomorrow. If I come back in at not this time of night, because I think I am going to have to get some sleep. I don't think I can last 2 nights in a row at this time. So this is quite good. So the red spot is up at 9:57. It's visible tomorrow night. So if it's clear, I might try and capture and stream that. But Jupiter is now disappearing for the night, unfortunately, just as we're getting to the red spot. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'll might as well leave the stream. I'll end the stream there. Thank you for everybody who's popped in, and yeah, keep an eye out, because I'll try and stream again next time we get a bit of a clear night, and who knows, it might be tomorrow night, and hopefully we get the red spot. But anyway, I'll say good night or good morning or good afternoon.